appreciate these Monday nights because they're so impactful. You know, this is the goal every Monday night, Damon, and tonight is no different. Is how can we impact and change lives with what we have a hold of? And getting to know you over the last year, the first time I got to meet you, Damon, I don't see you, so tell me you're on here so I can hear you.
I'm here.
Ah, there you are, my friend. Okay, good. So when I first got to meet you in Nashville, I was blown away by your story, your background, your heart, and I was blown away. What is this man doing? Talk about female products. I was so blown away because you just don't see that. You know, everything in marketing is always catered with a catch, right? And so when you were up there talking about something so poignant, something so impactful, and something that affects half the population, I was blown away because A, that's a gold mine, right? From a business perspective and a residual perspective. But B, I was blown away by the facts and the information that I was ignorant about. So tonight we're going to get into all of that. So if by way of introduction, you can give our everyone a tidbit about you and how you ended up in marketplace with this product, then we can go into everything else from there.
Absolutely, JoJo. Well, thank you so much. I do remember meeting you in Nashville. You have a very genuine spirit. I want to congratulate you on your past, present, and future success in this amazing business model of network marketing. And I'm really honored to be on this platform with you, with Dr. Dana, with Kenny. And I really appreciate what you guys are doing for the company because this is not a team call. This is, you guys have really taken on the leadership and you're doing this for the entire company and the brands in marketplace. So on behalf of everyone in marketplace and that has a brand with the company, I just want to say thank you guys for putting this call and this Zoom together. So the short version is I got introduced to this concept of safe alternative sanitary products for our women through a good friend of mine who was an engineer. He is how you say, a man's man. Matter of fact, he's still a good friend of mine, and him and his wife, they just had a baby. And so my good friend Joel introduced me to this concept in 2016, and he didn't start off introducing the whole concept of having safer products for our women with a demonstration. He started off with education, and that education was very alarming. Because it was at that time that Joel shared with me that a lot of our women have been fighting an uphill battle from minor cases of bacteria BV, bacteria bacteria vaginosis, from urinary tract infections to yeast infections to major challenges like cancer and hysterectomies and toxic shock syndrome, and all of this information is online. It's public in terms of the direct correlation between feminine hygiene and a lot of health challenges amongst our women. And so, guys, you can, after this Zoom, or some of you guys are so tech savvy while we're even doing this training in this Zoom tonight, especially our customers, you don't know our company, you don't know me, you don't know the product, you can just as easily go on YouTube, or you could go on Google or a trusted search engine of your choice, and you just simply type in feminine hygiene or sanitary pads or tampons or menstrual pads for women and toxic. You could just put /toxic or /health challenges or anything like that, and you're going to get article after article after article of how these products have been greatly affecting our women. And don't you find it odd that just now in the last 4 years, 4 to 5 years, that now you start to see all of these non-toxic alternatives pop up on the shelves? And I'm not bragging, guys, in terms of, what we did, but I will take a little bit of credit because when we launched this mission, this awareness called Now We Know, when we launched Now We Know back in 2016, it went viral. We put 80,000 customers into the company, guys, in just 2 short months. And that wasn't because I was the owner of the company. They saw right past me and they saw a solution to a very huge problem. And that problem is sanitary hygiene for our women, whether it be tampons or whether it be menstrual pads. What we found out is that there are a lot of chemicals that are infused in these products. And because our women use them so often and so consistently over the course of time, those trace amounts of toxins get into our women's bloodstream and they cause a lot of challenges. Okay. And somebody just shared YouTube channel. Okay, it's Dr. Damon. So tonight, guys, we're going to get right to it. Before I get into the demonstration, Jojo, did you have any other questions for me?
I really want to get right into it. And again, here's the deal. Like for anyone on the line that goes, well, this doesn't really impact me. I have to share, like when we were in Vegas this last weekend, this isn't spoken about. Women don't come to a lot of people with their challenges. So just because you haven't heard a female, and I love how you say our women, because we are all one here, you guys. This is about something bigger. And just because someone doesn't share it with you doesn't mean they don't need it shared with them. So please just think of every human female in your life and not just the ones that have cycles. We heard an incredible testimony in Vegas, Damon, of a woman who is 65 that uses these now for other reasons. And you can share that story too, if you would, because it really is for everyone. And I'm so excited for people to see, because seeing is believing. This is a game changer for every woman. Go ahead.
Thank you, Jojo, for that, because you just brought something to mind. Guys, when I had my own company, do you know that my top producers were men? My top income earners in a company that led with feminine hygiene, menstrual pads, and an awareness talking about a very taboo subject were men. And the reason I'm highlighting this is because, gentlemen, isn't there a woman in your life that you love and care about, that if you had this information, that you would be willing to share it with her? And every city we went to, every country we went to, we asked that question. Every man in the room raised his hand, because all of us have a woman in our life that we love and care about. And even for our women, and it was kind of disheartening in the beginning of the campaign, because we have a lot of women that would say, oh, I'm glad I don't have to deal with that anymore. And it's like, good for you. But what about all the other young ladies behind you? What about the women and the children that were not privy to this information? They didn't even think to go online and type in sanitary pads or tampons and toxins or harmful effects or anything like that. No more than we thought to go online and look up baby powder, and we thought to go and look up household cleaning products and all these chemicals that have been poisoning us over the years, guys. And so this is an opportunity for you to be a hero. And I'm not saying this because I own the brand and I'm trying to get more sales. No, guys, you become a marketplace hero when you help a woman have a safer and far more comfortable menstrual cycle. Ask me how I know. So we're going to get right to it. For the sake of time, guys, we're going to get right to the demonstration. Okay. And so right here, hopefully you guys can see everything really good. All right. Right here, we have one of the world's leading brands of feminine hygiene pads, okay? And then right here, we have Essentiables premium sanitary napkins, okay? And basically, guys, when, we brought this product concept to market, we start having focus groups. And so the doctors and the OBGYNs that will come in, they let us know that while a woman is having her menstrual cycle, she would typically secrete about 15 to 50 milliliters. Some women more, some women less, but on average, about 50. So for the sake of the demonstration, I have two beakers here, okay? And as you can see, they have the same amount of water in each beaker, okay? And I'm going to take 50 milliliters here, okay? 50 here. And let's see if I can adjust just a little bit better. There we go. I'm going to take 50 and I'm going to pour it here over Essentiables. And the reason I'm simulating back and forth is because what we found out is that while a woman is flowing, when she sits down, it's going to move. When she walks, or if she's active, it's going to move, guys. Same thing, same amount here, okay? Pour the same amount into one of the world's leading brands. Now, this particular brand here, it promises to keep a woman dry for 8 to 10 hours. Now, I never mentioned the brands of these products, guys, because, we're not trying to go to war, with these mega billion-dollar companies, but we are going to bring awareness, okay? So basically what I'm going to do now, I'm going to take 2 dry red napkins, completely dry here, and I'm going to place them on top of both pads. And I'm going to stand up and I'm going to apply equal amounts of pressure on both pads. Okay, and it doesn't take long to get the results. And as you can see here, one is wet and one is completely dry. Now, what I didn't share with you guys upon starting the demonstration is that Essentiables is extremely thin, guys. It's almost thin as a dollar, where the leading brand is very thick like a pillow, okay? And so most of the time when we ask women, why don't they wear pads? Why do they wear tampons versus pads? They share with us because the pads are uncomfortable. They feel like pillows in their underwear, a diaper, and who wants to walk around like that, okay? But at this point, comfortability is important, but safety is even more important. And so outside of having a completely dry pad, I like to say Steve Jobs came with the iPad, Essentiables came with the dry pad. All right. So what's the difference between the dry pad, okay, and the difference between the world's leading brand? Well, let's break it down and let's see. And I'm gonna do this as quickly as I possibly can for the sake of time, okay? But there's layers on all of the feminine hygiene products, okay? And the top layer right here, guys, it's white, but it's a synthetic material. So that means it had to get bleached in order to become this color white, okay? Had to get bleached. And we know bleach does not belong down there. Now, they're supposed to have this like leak guard protection. Okay, we found out it's nothing more than blue dye. And when Kenny was in Las Vegas, we walked around and showed everybody the absorbency system here, which I thought was cotton, but it's nothing more than paper that's also been bleached to get it this color white. But we found that some of the blue dye from the strip actually ended up inside of their absorbency, on the outside of the absorbency system. So if it's leaking here, where else do you think that blue dye is getting? In places where it does not belong. Now, the bottom layer of the world's leading brand is like a thick, healthy bag, guys. It's thick plastic. And when you have blood, when you have sweat, and you have urine heated up at 90+ degrees, it's a perfect environment for bacteria, irritation, odor, yeast infections, you name it. So what we're going to do, we have 2 cups here, okay? One has more water, one has less, okay? So for the sake of the demonstration, we're going to put their absorbency system in the cup that has the least amount of water. And we're going to put everything in here and set it like this, okay? Now, in all fairness, we're going to dissect Essentiables the exact same way. And again, when we were in Vegas, I passed around the top layer of the pad, guys, and it was completely dry. Okay, completely dry. Not only is it completely dry, but it's cotton. As you can see, as I tear it, you can see the little microfibers here of the cotton that does not have to be bleached. Now, here is the negative anion strip that's infused with negative ions, far infrared, and nano silver. If we had more time, Dr. Dana could tell you guys all the amazing benefits. But what I can tell you is that when it comes to negative ions, guys, they come from the earth. So like when you're at the ocean, that's a negative ion environment. When you're in the mountains, that's a negative ion environment. That's why you feel good, because the negative ions help you to relax. Negative ions also, according to the professors of Harvard, are like vitamins of the air. They help to eat away at bacteria. So some of the testimonials that we have is, Damon, I had no odor. Damon, my cramps went away. Or Damon, my cramps, they were so mild, I didn't have to use any over-counter drugs or anything like that. Now, we can't make any medical claims because all results may vary and some are not typical. We even have women that say, Damon, I was so dry, I forgot I was on my cycle. Now, that's my favorite one outside of the cramping, because my 26-year-old daughter, from the time she was in high school, had excruciating cramps, guys. And the whole house always knew when she was on her cycle. And so just to see my daughter get some relief was major. We have a lot of, not just elderly women, but we have just women across the board who use the pads and the panty liners outside of their cycles because they sometimes leak after having a baby. Okay, we found it out. We also found out that men wear pads. Men who have had prostate challenges also leak, guys. And they make pads for men. It'll blow your mind. You go to the store and you're going to see the same pads you use, lady. The only difference is there's a little elastic, okay, around the outside for the men to fit. So we have panty liners, day pads, nights and overnights, okay, just before I forget. Now, our absorbency system is polymer, okay? And this is the same product that's inside of your baby diapers that helps them to absorb their urine, guys, okay? Except our polymer is far more effective, far more absorbent, okay? And what we're going to do is take our absorbency system and we're going to put it in a cup that had the most amount of water, okay? Now, surrounding the absorbency system, as you can see here, guys, our bottom layer, it's see-through. Why would it be see-through? Well, so that it can breathe, to help keep you guys more comfortable and dry. And unlike the thick plastic bag, it easily tears. So it's a lot, it's a lot safer for the environment, okay? More eco-friendly. Now, their absorbency system has been sitting here for several minutes. And as you guys can hear and see, it has not absorbed anything. Essentiables has been sitting here for less than a minute. And as you can see, you can't get a drop, guys. We've turned a liquid into a solid. We can absorb up to 10 times, okay, 10 times of what the leading brands can absorb. So not only are we super absorbent, not only are we far less toxic, but we're 100 times more comfortable, guys. When you feel the Essentiables pad next to one of the leading brands, it feels like sandpaper, and you wouldn't have even known that if you didn't have anything to compare it to. And so I know this was a lot for some who may have gotten wind of this information for the very first time. And so JoJo, I'm sure we have some questions. So I'll turn it over to you.
You know what's so amazing? If you, with joy, just go back through and read the chat, because it's actually all testimonies. It's all women in here and men saying how much this has not only transformed their lives with having lighter cycles, less cramps, exactly what you're talking about, but also their daughters playing sports and feeling still dry, like this isn't an issue for them. That amazing testimonial that we had in Vegas with an 18-year-old that did her first half marathon with one of the Essentiable pads, and she totally forgot she had her cycle for a half marathon, y'all. Like, that's amazing. So I just, Damon, we did have a question that came in. Dee Dee, I would love to see the little liners. Oh, that's a little bit longer. So just as far as size, but there are different sizes. So maybe you want to go into the options that people have. I love the idea that this is for everyone, including men too, because there are quite a few options. So help us walk through that part.
Absolutely. And so when I started the product, guys, it was formerly known as Cherish Premium Sanitary Napkins. You can't find Cherish anywhere because they don't exist anymore. But when they were Cherish, we took in the majority of the feedback, okay, on the product, and we made some modifications. If we would not have touched the product, it still would have been absolutely amazing, far better than what's on the market. But with the panty liners, we did make those a little bit wider and we made them a little bit longer. So believe it or not, they used to be shorter. And so we're not going to be able to come up with the perfect combination for every single soul. But what I would encourage you to do is try all of them. because here's the cool thing about it. Now, the panty liner is going to be the thinnest, no doubt. But ladies, the daytime use, the day use pads are so thin, so small, so comfortable. They're larger than a panty liner, but nothing near what you would normally, be used to in terms of a pad. But then we have nights and we have overnights. And one of the things that I like to share with my customers is don't necessarily look at it like daytime, nighttime. Look at it like small, medium, and large. Okay, because all of the pads are equally as absorbent. Some just cover more space than others. So for my little petite women, I always recommend, the day pads, but then we have some little bitty petite women who also have extremely heavy flows and they use the overnight. So there's really no one size fit all, but just know if you have a woman that's more plus size, you want to recommend, the nights or the overnights for sure.
Awesome. Awesome. And this is a great question from Kevin. Kevin was asking like, hey, how do I bring this up to a woman? How do I start this conversation if I do want to tell my family members and people? What's a recommendation that you have for people to ignite this conversation of transformation? Did we lose you? I think we have. Am I the only one that's frozen? I want to make sure it's not my internet. Can someone give me a thumbs up if you can hear me? Okay, cool. I know Demond was having a little internet, so he might come back. For me, I think women, if you have a great relationship with them, go all in and say, you have to try this. It'll transform your life. If you are new to relationships, start with facts. Did you know that these chemicals are going on in people's bodies? I had no idea. And when I saw this on Monday night, I was blown away. Can I send you the link to get more information and learn what I just found out? Great way to start a conversation and build a bridge. And then again, don't be the information, share the information. Because I'm sorry, if you all saw that demonstration, it speaks for itself, and we all got to see it live a few times. There he is. If you want to add to that, I don't know if you heard, but bridging the conversation.
Kevin, the last thing I heard was Kevin had a really good question. Is where
Kevin had a really great question of as a man introducing this conversation, how would one build the bridge? And you're the expert, so I'll let you answer better probably than I did.
Yeah, and so it's a leading question, and you even ask a woman, is there a woman in your life that you love or care about, that if you had some information that could change your life, you would share it? Is there a woman in your life or a young lady in your life that if you had some information that might change or save her life, would you be willing to share it? The answer is going to be yes every time. And then you say, Kevin, well, as a man, I have plenty of women in my life that I love and care about. And one of the things that I did not know was how you guys' menstrual products were causing you a lot of harm because of the toxins. And I know this might be weird coming from me, but from me, but as a man, my responsibility is to provide and to protect our women. And so, as a man, I want to make sure I let our women know that they now have a choice. Okay. And when they are open, guys, you can send them one of the videos in the back office. You could send them this video that's going to be on YouTube so they can see the demonstration, hear about the education. There's some fact sheets in the back office. So, get your resources together. Have your resources already prepared so that when you share that with them, you could just send them a link. You just send them a link. You're already ready. And it doesn't hurt if you have a sample. Because the cool thing about it, guys, we get 10 pads in the day pads, right? We get 10 for $8.50. You can sample a woman one pad, okay? And I guarantee you, she uses that one pad and she's going to be looking for more, okay? And so look at it like you got 10 samples, and it's an investment, okay? But, it's a business. And so we invest in our business. And one of the ways that we do that is by giving our customers a free experience.
That's awesome. And it's so true. I had someone who was, shopping around and marketplace and didn't know what to get, but she knew she had her cycle every month and she saw Essentiables, and now that's her order every single month, because it changed her life. So it's just an incredible product line. You are an incredible human for taking on this mission, and we are incredibly fortunate that you brought your mission to My Daily Choice, and we appreciate you so, so very much. Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna pass it. Don't go away, anyone, because Damon is sticking around and he's gonna do a training with us after this segment. But Kenny's gonna wrap up our live session. So Kenny, Rossi, I'll pass it over to you.
You got it. Thank you so much, Damon. That was such good stuff. Thank you, Daisy Mae, JoJo, for bringing us a product that we all have them, right? Loved ones, whether it's our mom, it's our grandma, it's our kids, right? Like, don't think it's for the women, it's for all of us, it's for everybody. I mean, unbelievable product. And that brings me to what we're doing here on Monday night. We really thank you for jumping on. Every Monday night, we interview one of our brands. This is our 18th, I believe. So if you go to OneTeamWorx YouTube page, you can start with volume 1. That was with Sean and Ty 4 months ago, or whenever that was, and you can get an education on our products. And this is what's going to happen. You see, our business, our desire to share and care is based on brand bucks. It's kind of like our monopoly money, right? And when you go to these brand nights, you're going to find many reasons, many products, far more than the brand bucks you're going to have that you're going to enjoy. And it brings us to the benefits of this business. And we've always taught that there's 4. The first is a true healthcare plan. And this product falls right into that, doesn't it? I mean, my goodness, this is something that women deal with, I mean, every single month, and men deal with it too, right? Because we know what happens when that doesn't go well in our household. So like our products and our product line, when you get to My Daily Choice and all of our brand partners, it makes you aware of health. And that to me is a true healthcare plan. Most people in our society, if you ask them who their healthcare provider is, they're going to give you their insurance company's name. And that's not healthcare. Although we need that, that is sick care. And what we do is we give people a true healthcare plan with, in many times, a proven product. Like Damon just showed us, that product is proven. That's going to work. That's going to help. The second benefit is additional unlimited wealth. Now, listen, we're not competing with what you're currently doing to earn money. There's job income, there's real estate equity, there's cash equity, and then there's people equity. And through the simple act of sharing, possibly gifting, you saw a product here you could gift to friends and family, we create and put another asset into your life that can become one of your biggest, like it's become for me in times of my life, like it's been for Damon, like it's been for Daisy Mae, Jordan. Like there's people on the Zoom that has made millions of dollars sharing and caring through the asset of relationship marketing. And it belongs in everybody's portfolio. It's an asset. That brings us to the third benefit, home-based business tax advantage. This is the #1 shield, right? Like we teach you and give you a way to write off everything that you do that involves people. Cell phone, internet, meals, travel, attire, all these things become legal tax write-offs. The money that you make in My Daily Choice will be the most tax-friendly income you've ever had, because you'll be able to write off everything you're doing anyways before you ever pay taxes. It's an amazing advantage. If you don't have a great tax person, we do in our team, Team ATM. The ATM stands for turn your annual income into your monthly income, Team ATM. And then the last advantage is freedom. I don't know what freedom means to you, but I want you to think about what it is you want in your life. I found that most of my friends and family that haven't met me or been around me, they've kind of given up on their dreams. They've kind of fallen into life and just, accept what's there. When we add My Daily Choice into their portfolio, when we give them the opportunity to be around us on Monday nights and become a part of these brand nights and get a part of the positive vibes that we have, all of a sudden the thoughts and the dreams and the desires come back. And I love when I'm around people and that gets back in their life, kind of like those products that Damon has, right? Things start to get happier and better and free flowing. And my goodness, the sky's the limit. So there you have it, another brand night. Listen, your homework is this. Get to OneTeamWorx. That's with an X. OneTeamWorx with an X, WRX. Go to brand night. You'll start with volume 1. Have a blast. Join us on Monday nights. We'll be doing the same thing every Monday night with a new brand. And guess what? We're going to come back to Damon, I don't know, in 5 or 6 months, and we're going to do another one. And if it's better than this recording, we're just going to replace the old one. So Daisy Mae, back to you guys.